Hi, I'm Kevin Castaneda, and this is Kevin's Mindset, where we talk everything finance, investing, mindset, and productivity. And today, we're going to be talking about the market, just as a whole, because the market has been very strange. It's been reacting kind of like a rubber band, I feel like, or a yo-yo per se. It comes up, and then whoop, right back down, and whoop, and then right back down. And it seems very strange, and we're going to be covering all that in the video, what's going on, why I think it's weird, what I think will happen in the future, and we'll cover all that in this video. So go ahead and smash the like button if you do enjoy this video. Very much helps out the channel and this video more specifically as it pushes out the YouTube algorithm and more people get to see it. So go ahead and also subscribe if you do want to watch more content like this, as I post daily, and I think you'll definitely enjoy it. So let's straight into the video. Okay, so to start it off, I do want to talk a little bit about earnings yesterday. So yesterday we had Apple and Google earnings. They both had incredible earnings. Apple beat their expectations by $7 billion. They had their EPS at $1.30 over $1.01. And then Google beat their EPS by $7.99 per share, which was incredible. This blew everything out the water. And somehow Google's up 0.6% today, and Apple's down 0.3%. Apple was down about 3% at the start of the day, so they have recovered slightly. However, I feel like it's ridiculous. How are they not up massively after they had these incredible earnings? And now if you look at other companies like NIO or the EVs that sold off yesterday, they've now recovered the next day. And we saw this already previously, that day where we had a 2.5% drop in the NASDAQ in one day. In the Dow. It was incredible because we had this crazy drop and we're like, oh my God, a 2.5% drop. The market crash is coming. We're going to have a huge dip. And then just like that, it just came right back, and we had an incredible week, and we've been rallying ever since now. And yesterday we had a little dip in things like Palantir, Square, Enphase, more like tech, consumer discretionary, even the airlines, because of the fears of COVID. We had earnings come out, big earnings, and somehow everything stayed flat or things went down. And with that, we get to a point of kind of confusion where it's like, okay, are we ever going to get a consistent dip like we did in March and April again? Because what I'm seeing personally is that we'll get a consistent dip, or we'll get one day where it's like a large dip after consecutive days of being green, and people will be like, is this dip enough? And let's say people don't buy the dip heavy. Then if they don't buy the dip heavy, then it doesn't go up like crazy, and then eventually it starts, as good news starts to come around, we slowly come up over time, like over a week, over 2 weeks, whatever it is. But let's say it's a pretty solid dip, like let's say something on NIO, 10% dip, or something on Xpeng, like 18% dip, or Lucid was a 4 or 5% dip, Tesla 4% dip, things like these, like some pretty okay dips that people were willing to buy the dip on. Now you get to a day like today, following this dip, and everyone just buys it back up, and we don't get a continuous dip or continuous sell-off. I think the reason for this is because in March and in April, I think everyone saw all these dips and they were like, oh my God, and then people started running out of cash. But recently we've been at relatively good prices. We've been pretty high, and I don't think people have been buying as many stocks. If you've been looking at the volume recently, volume's been down because I think people were truthfully worried that we're at all-time highs in some tech stock and some consumer discretionary and some big tech, medium tech, whatever it is. I think that a lot of people are worried, especially in the EVs as well, that we're at high valuations. And I think this is causing a lot of people to be like, hey, why don't I wait for a dip again like March and April? We have so much bad news going on. Something's bound to happen. We're bound to get a good dip. And now we're not seeing that. We're seeing slight dips. People buy the dip right away, and then it just flies up. And then you're like, just looking around, sitting there with a little cash. Maybe you bought a little bit of the dip. Like personally, yesterday I bought some NIO, I bought some Tesla, I bought some Lucid. And I think that was a good call. I also bought some Polar Power, as they've been just down, horrendous, like terribly down. But that's besides the point. So I bought some stocks yesterday. Yeah, I did buy the dip, and I'm probably part of the problem when I really think about it. But that's besides the point. The entire point is that we're getting to a point where we're like, okay, we get a dip, we do go down a little bit, and then once we're there, volume starts spiking up, we buy the dip, and then we're back on this float, then we get this again. So personally, I'm starting to shift my strategy a little bit. I'm starting to think, okay, I thought, okay, we're gonna see a huge drop in big tech and everything, or we're gonna get to a more stable level, and then from there we'll rally into the end of the year. However, I'm starting to think this might not be true. I'm starting to think, okay, maybe we'll see a big dip, I think, in recovery stocks if the Delta variant really sparks. And if that really sparks and that's really a huge issue, then I think that recovery will have some trouble, like airlines, hotels, Dave and Buster's, things like this. I think they will have a lot of trouble if the Delta variant spikes. I think a lot of things will have trouble. I think a lot of valuations will fall. However, I think that regardless of this, we do have a lot of other things going on, like supply chain issues, and I think those will be expanded if the Delta variant is as big and as bad and as crazy as it's looking right now. And so, if it ends up being this insane thing, I think it could cause a lot of trouble to the market, which then would provide a big dip, and that would be the big dip that I was expecting. However, if that does not happen and the Delta variant just seems to go by and we get a vaccine that is capable of fighting this off, then I think that we won't see that huge dip. But I think we might just continue on this yo-yo where we're like up, down, up, down, up, down for short periods of time. Maybe we're gonna have to move on from that, expecting that March dip where it's day after day, day after day, day after day, just low, 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 low. And maybe we're at a point where it's like, okay, we're pretty green. We're gonna go red a little bit and then we'll just bounce right off. And I think we might have to start getting used to that yo-yo as opposed to a continuous dip. Those are just my 2 cents on it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I would very much like to see what you guys have to say, what your opinions are, what you think about the market right now, and what you think is going to go on. Very much value your opinions, and I like to base my opinions and kind of see what's going on. But yeah, let me know what you think down below, like I just said. Also, go ahead and smash the like button if you did enjoy this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have some good takeaways from it. Also, go ahead and subscribe if you do enjoy my content and you want to watch more of it in the future. See you in the next one. This was Kev's Mindset. Don't forget to sign up with the public down below. You get up to $70 of stock of your choice just for signing up. See you in the next one. This was Kev's Mindset.